Alright, what's up everybody? Looks like the internet's being a little punk again, so we're gonna try to go with it what we have. How's everybody doing on this fine Sunday evening? We're taking a look at the Euro USD. Oh, let me turn this music down, apologies. Alright, there we go. Okay, let's do it to it. What's happening? How's everybody doing today? So we're taking a look at Euro USD right here. You can see that I have outlined Friday's opening price. Friday did close as a bearish candle. What's up? What's up? What's up? Can you check OMG, please? Yeah, here, let's go look at it real quick, as there's really no certain way that I handle these things. OMG USD. I am in a trade right now on Luna. It looks pretty like not doing anything, my friend. Here's your daily candle. Yesterday you had a mild green day, just basically retesting the open of Friday's candle, and you traded off. Today you did have a bullish push, however that push has been rejected. So basically your support is right under you, right there. If you do get a bounce from here, your first area of possible resistance is going to be around $4, about $4.06. That's OMG. You've had a few bearish days in a row, so yeah, it looks like it's heading lower. There's a couple assets, like I said, I took a trade on Luna earlier today, and it's a long, but I'm only looking for a little itty bitty piece, right? I'm not looking for a massive reversal in trend or anything. Let me go get it and I'll show you what I'm talking about. Here we go. Let's go into the hourly. I'll show you what we were looking at. So this is yesterday's open as well. You can see how today we got this push up, taking out those stops, and then a big bearish move to the downside. Came right into this stuff right there, that demand zone, and you got a small bounce. My target is up there. However, you can clearly see that this bullish wick is what is currently holding price. So I will exit this position if we get an hourly close below $6.56, as that's yesterday's opening price. And if this bearish momentum is going to have continuation, then we should get that close pretty soon. As long as it's slowly doing what it's doing, I am almost certain that that target will get hit. I did not take any profits yet. My entry is, let me get you the exact entry. The exact entry is, where is it? Entry price, $6.58. So $6.58 is the entry. So roughly right about here on this bullish candle. So basically price just came in and tested my entry again. So all's good if it doesn't work out, right? Because it's just a single trade. So let's get back on over here to the FX world as we just opened up. Friday was basically a non-event day. There's Friday's candle. That's Friday's price range the whole day. Didn't do anything. Had a lot of bearishness coming into these support levels down here. You did get your daily close below it. This was a retest on the bulls to see if there was going to be any overhead supply that people wanted to look to sell into. They did, but that's not like really super terribly bearish momentum, right? It's just like a small pullback at best. So we're gonna see what happens here in a bit. Not looking to take any trades, but this is a very tight range. This is going to be the high, right? That's Friday's high. This is going to be Friday's low. So you can see that it's just been trading sideways. Once it come down into this, and it's basically stopped dead in its tracks. The DXY is looking like it's trying to possibly build in a bearish reversal formation. Let me go pull it up. Sorry, I was on the right one. So let's get out to the daily here. I can tell you what, or show you what I'm talking about. So this is the same thing that basically was happening to Bitcoin when we did get that bullish breakout that ended up being a bull trap. Well, you're forming the same kind of pattern now. I am not a pattern trader. I am specifically a price action trader only. However, I do keep tabs of these patterns. Basically because, well, why not, right? So here's what you got going on. You're forming an ascending wedge at the top of a range. You can see over here that you do have this price action and you did have a gap down. That gap is pretty much filled. That wick went high enough, in my opinion, to consider that gap filled. However, the thing that I'm watching is the resistance level that seems to be holding it, and it's this bullish candle right there. Remember, all bullish daily closes have the ability to potentially be resistance. This breakout, right? Once you took this out, you came back in for a retest multiple days, and then you fell through it. So that day, when you did fall through it, because this is your open, you did trade up to close the gap, and then you swiftly traded away. So this is actually the first time that prices even came back in to test $92.80 on the DXY. So what we're going to be watching is we're going to be looking to see if you get a bullish push up here to take out these wicks. There is a bearish candle close right there, so that is still going to be old support, possible new resistance. So what we want to see is we want to see a bullish push up into that level and then potentially fail. If you get that failure and you get like maybe a bearish engulfing daily close or something, then you can look for longs on the Euro USD. If you do get this bullish breakout and you get a daily closure above $92.92, then the next area obviously will be this trend line here. But chances are, if you're going to keep your bullish momentum, you're going to bust right out of there. All right, so but it does look like it's trying to form up this bearish pattern. It's not super bearish, but it is what it is, right? So we're going to keep an eye on this thing. We may get a trade set up this week on the dollar. So yeah, and the way to trade the dollar is on the euro, right? So we have daily support is well below us, right? Well below where price is currently trading. This is going to be daily support, 117.602. But this support is still going to hold. If you bring this line over here to this last bearish candle that was your support until you got this close below, you can see how Friday's price action just essentially came in and retested that. And you got a little bounce, and this is what you're seeing right now. A little bit of that continuation to the upside, and now we are just testing the open. But it is Sunday. The spread is up. It's 6 pips wide, so you're not looking to take any entries right now. You are in the middle of the range. We need price to be on the outer edges of those ranges for us to look for positions or take entries. We don't like taking entries on the inside of the range. In the middle of the range, apologies. What is up, everybody? Yeah, you're welcome for that, my friend. Happy to be here, says Ray H. Well, I'm happy you are here, Ray. Can you... Oh, yeah, I checked that. Hey, guys, what's up? What's up? Can you see ETH USD, please? Thank you. Yeah, we'll go look at ETH real quick. And then I'll get back over here on the FX. Let's go over here. Where is Mr. Ethereum? Right there you are. So Ethereum had this bearish push lower, took out supports. These are your supports. That would have been support. Took it out. So this is basically trading sideways, looking for resistance. It looks like it's trying to roll over. But everything's at the bottom end of the range, guys. So don't get too antsy on taking those short positions down here, right? You can get a big bullish candle out of this area once all the sellers are... Basically, they have just been not selling. This is very, very not, like, terrible. This push is either a fake out to the upside or going to be a fake out to the downside. Because what's a better way than to get everybody bearish? Well, do a big bullish candle like that and completely reverse it. So right now, the bears are in control of all the crypto assets. But what I mean is, when you look for your trades, you look for trades that have a better risk to reward on them. So the risk is what? the risk is to the upside because your support is right below you. This mouse is screwing up again. I have no clue why. So yeah, support is right there below you. You have a little bit to go before you're coming into it. So this morning I had a members and channel members and Patreon live stream, and we were discussing a pattern similar to this. So what you can do is you can wait for the breakdown, wait for the daily close, make sure you don't have the very next day end up taking out that bearish close. Otherwise you might be looking at a bull trap. But continuation to the downside, there is going to be support right there as well. So I don't see you getting a massive breakdown and then another support level at 1578. So you're just basically chewing up range, not doing nothing at all. Little bit of down movement, but it wasn't like a monster trade either to the downside. The thing not doing anything. Weekly looks not so great. This close is going to be important. Each weekly bearish candle has put in a lower close. So the bears are in control, right? They're absolutely in control. There is your weekly support level. Major weekly support, 1686.92. And then you will see how today closes. It looks like it's going to take out weekly support again. So what you can wait for if you are looking for shorts on ETH is a test back up into this bearish candle's wick or to open. And then on that, you want to see like a daily rejection. Get a daily rejection from that, then your risk to reward gets a little bit better, as shorting it from up here is going to be better than shorting it down here, right? That gives you a little bit more of a risk to rewards, kind of get like another impulse move to the downside before you come into weekly support, where at which time you'll be taking that position off. If you're just looking for bullish entries, there aren't any. Other than price is right now 56% off. So that's if you're looking for bullish entries, a 50% off, that's half off. You can look at it like that. If not, then just chill and wait. Wait on it to do what it's going to do. Whatever Bitcoin does, this thing's going to follow suit. Aussie yen. This trade I am still in. My entry is this blue line. That's where I took the short. So you can see that it was a fantastic short because once I took it, boom, straight to the downside. We had a big push out of this area, consolidation, and then you're back down testing the lows again. So everything in Forex is basically at a vital spot. We just put in a new weekly, last week, a new weekly close. That's a fantastic close. Let's get this over there. Let's get this over here. All right. So what we will be looking for is we will be looking for pullbacks. Come back in to test old support. See if it wants to hold as resistance. If it does, then you can look for possible short side entries targeting this wick low. That will be your bearish target if you do indeed take a position up there around 82,410. There is a bearish candle right there. All right, so you may find some resistance there first. You can definitely see how this bullish candle tested that absolutely flawlessly. Then you got a bounce, but then the sellers came right back in and pushed us down beyond that, and then last week you got your closure below it. So the next area that you're going to be looking for possibly weekly support is all the way down here. So that does put in a fantastic risk to reward if you get up here looking to take a short for downside continuation. It's not bearish though, right? This is just a pullback. You had a similar move on Aussie yen over here where you had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, a few weeks going down, but then it found support and bounced out of there. This is a little bit different because it traded sideways for multiple weeks, probably even a couple months right here. Where are we at before we lost it? So yeah, July, April, March. So a couple months you've been trading in this sideways action. So this push lower could be picked up for bullish entries. I don't know if anybody's going to take that. I don't know what the moon phase is. Come on, man. So you did lose your 21 on the weekly, and you did lose your 50 on the weekly. Let's go look at the daily. The daily is probably going to look oversold. So you're coming into your 200 exponential moving average on the daily. That's an important spot. This is why you may be able to see some bullish price action coming out of here. Here is your RSI. Well, you're not quite down at oversold levels, but you're close. And there is a bit of bullish divergence there as your lows are getting higher and these price lows are lower. So take that with a grain of salt. This is a lot of consolidation. Much consolidation. So the way I'm looking at it is price was not able to go higher, so now you're seeing this bearishness come out of there. But that can change if the dollar starts to sell off again. These assets will more than likely find a bid. So where are we going to need to get above before I start looking for bullish entries on this asset? We got to get a clear close above this daily. This bullish daily right here. You get a close above that, then maybe if you come down and put in a higher low support, that is when you can start looking for bullish entries back to the upside on this asset. If you go look at the quarterly, your quarterly has put in a new low. So this looks like more like bearish continuation. All right. This was a lot of bullishness here. And this is the first time you've actually had a quarterly pullback since the sell-off back in March of 2021. All right. So that's what's happening here. See if this thing finds support. I don't see any support. That's your weekly support. Next quarterly support would be the open. And then this area here, 78,665. So let's just use the open of that bullish candle. That will be the next area of support. If price trades down into that, if you're short, you want to start taking profits at that level. Euro USD, let me get back over to it because I'm looking at it similarly. So quarter traded up into quarterly resistance. This is what's stopped price in its tracks. Bearish quarter came all the way back down into this candle's open. So that's putting in this range. I mean, for 3 quarters, you've been trading sideways from this to there. So we need to get out of this, either to the downside or to the upside. Now, I'm not going to wait for Euro USD to trade all the way up above 123.237 before I look for bullish entries. If I think price is going to go higher, I will look for bullish entries as low down here as I possibly can. But we are watching this down here to see if price wants to attempt to make a lower quarter run. So you are basically at a nice area to watch, but make sure you mark it out on your chart so that way you don't have to pay too much attention to it, right? Because your intraday charts are going to trade through those quarterly levels like it ain't nothing. Your 5-minute chart probably more than likely will not respect your quarter. All right. And what we talked about this morning on this quarterly level, you can see how price has been trading around it. Okay. All the way back over in here, price has been basically going up and down through inside and out of this quarterly level. So what I want to know, and I will be watching this hourly candle here, is if we get up into here and start to find resistance, look to see if it wants to roll over. If we take out this high up here and we don't immediately reject with a big bearish candle, you're probably going to be looking for upside, as there's a pretty good chance at that point you may be finding a low down here. So the trend may be starting to reverse. That's all going to head or pan out whatever happens to the dollar. Since this thing is traded basically inverse to the dollar. You can see the same pattern on this as you have on the dollar, but in the opposite direction. Oh, come on. So there you go, right there. All right, so that's what we're looking for on that. Pound USD. Let's go look at pound yen first. I was short on this thing from up here. I ended up closing the position out Friday by mistake. You're coming into, this is not Oanda, so let's go get Oanda, because if I don't, you're going to see gaps. I don't like gaps in Forex. So we're coming down here, testing daily support. is going to be roughly 151, 329. Not roughly, that will be possible support if price trades down there. We're not opening strong today as much as you are on the euro. Very tiny, small opening range. This thing was bearish Friday, coming in hot to the downside. Put in this move right here. I was actually looking for bullish continuation with a target up to there. All right, but we did not get that. I was looking for that for Friday only because I was short from way up there. I wasn't looking to take a long on it, but I was looking for Friday because we had this big bullish price action. So you can see how that bullish moves get sold into almost always in a downtrend. Anytime you have a bullish pop in price, that's a selling opportunity. Here's a bullish pop in price, selling opportunity. Bullish pop in price, selling opportunity. So it looks like the bears are absolutely trying to get it down below that 151 level. This thing has a very similar quarterly structure like the euro. Wait, no it doesn't. Apologies. That's the euro US or pound USD that does. So here was quarterly resistance. We broke above that there. And then for this quarter, we just basically put in a doji. All right. But you still closed bullish, which is important. So now you're coming down and you're looking for lower prices. There's going to be the quarterly open, the last quarterly open, 152.605. So you can watch that for a major area of support or possible resistance, apologies, and then look for this level down here. If the bearishness continues, that will be a target, 149.064. So let's go look at that, what it looks like on a daily. You can see it's not that far below us, all right? That's your quarterly level. That's that wick low. So if this thing keeps going lower and keeps closing weeklies below that quarterly up there, and you can see that you got a nice weekly close right there last week. So all in all, most of these assets closed very weak last week. So we're going to be look for continuation to the downside until we get told otherwise. The momentum, the near-term momentum is to the downside. Here's your daily RSI. You can see you're not bear or bullish, right? Not bullish at all. This thing is in control from the bears. They got it, all of it. And the main one I wanted to look at was pound dollar. I gotta find it. Where are you at, Mr. Pound Dollar? Where are you? Where is it? Was it on the green list? There it is. The green list, the black list. So this is my quarterly level right there. Let's go pull it up. I was bullish as long as price was trading above that level, but two rejections, two quarterly rejections. This is that quarterly level that I'm talking about. Still structured bullish, right? You still got a bearish target down there. So let's go down there with this. And there's the open. So as long as price is closing weeklies below that quarterly open, we are going to be looking for bearishness continuation. And you can see that quarterly open is right there. Right there. So we just barely got that close below. Just barely got that close below. So we will be watching this thing for the next couple days, and we will be looking short until we get a bounce out of the area. Once again, when will I no longer be looking for shorts? Well, if you clear this bullish candles high up there, you get daily closures above that, you will be then looking for a higher low support. If that higher low support is formed, that will be your bullish entry, looking for a quarterly range expansion, possibly back to the upside, because we're at a pivotal spot. So it can continue lower, which is what it looks like it wants to do. And if so, we're going to look for a phenomenal entry. 138, 153 would be a good spot for daily entries, possibly tomorrow or Tuesday. If you get a retest of that level, as long as you fail there, boom, you would be targeting this low right there. From there to there. That's what we're looking for bearish continuation, because the bears are in control. If the bulls wanted to push it higher, they had every intentions to do so up here, and they could have. They did it. And then the bears came in, boom, straight down. Now we're sideways. But we did get a very important weekly close last week. So that's what we're looking for. Continuation to the downside. Smash the like button, says Ajit Cosman. Yes, thank you very much. It would appreciate that. What's up? Brandon's in the house. What's happening, my friend? Thank you guys for being here. Yeah. Michelle, happy Sunday, everyone. Thank you, Tom. And welcome. Checking ETH is, dare I say, or checking the Heath levels. Bad pun. LOL. All right, where was that at? I was just looking at it. Good evening, Heath. I'm considering long USD, JPY, high or low, 8-hour close, above 10.67. What is your view? Let's go look at it. Absolutely. USD JPY was being very bullish. This trend line that played with us for a little bit, but you can see that you came down into daily support right there, and that's so far held your price. It has not been able to continue lower. And then Friday was a bullish day. Now, this is the thing. I would have been looking for entry short on this push up. Simply because you're trading below that trend line. And if you go look at your hourly, you can see how that trend line was very important over here. Right? It played with a lot of people. Wait a minute. This isn't right. TradingView's moving my stuff. This trend line should be up here. So something is different. Let me go find it. Yeah, I don't know what's up. It's one of those things. This thing should be up here. Like that. Because that's what we were looking at. Boom, boom, boom. And then we got the break. So screw trend lines. I don't know why TradingView plays with me like this. But anyways. Then you fell back below that trend line. Coming in for a support test. You found it and you've gotten a bounce. So this is that daily. You can see you fell short before the daily. But that's what the target short was. So on this push up, this wick right there, that basically they got higher, but they just could not get it into the daily level. So when that happens, basically bots and algorithms are front running levels. So they feel so strongly about the short, they take the position. And also your buyers, your people that bought in down here, are taking profits ahead of the level as well. They're not taking profits at the level, they're taking them on the way to the level. So that way they can be out in case this area offers up some form of resistance. So here was hourly support, and you tested it multiple times Friday, but then you finally did get your drop below it. And today you're opening bearish, right? You're opening lower, looking like you're wanting to go lower, but this could be a fake out move. Anything that happens during Asia, I'm highly skeptical about it. Always highly skeptical. I'm just watching Luna over here on my other charts, and it is back down to my entry. However, we did get a nice bullish pop from that level, but now we're right back to it. So it looks like the bears did sell it right there. So I might have to close that position out here in a little bit. My stop is setting at 6541, so it doesn't really matter. But right now, it looks like it's trying to go lower. Right? This was a pretty big momentous move to the downside. This is just a retest of it, and you're seeing a little bit of continuation. But this happened, Friday. So not a lot of people's taking new entries on Fridays. So even though you did get a nice move to the downside, you basically traded sideways for the entire day. Once this was your 10 o'clock close, basically you were sideways from 10 o'clock to 5 o'clock. Did nothing. Absolutely nothing. Yeah, your entire range is 8 pips. So all day this thing traded in an 8 pip range. So if you're looking, you said long specifically, right? All right, so how would we find an area to look for longs? Well, I don't know if I would. Price action doesn't look like I would want to be looking for longs. I'll tell you what. Watch this price right here. Let's get rid of this as I don't want to confuse you. 109,950. 109,950. That's your daily heat level right there. That's your daily demand zone. If you are unable to get down there and close a 4-hour candle below that area, 4-hour, 8-hour candle below 109,950, then you may find support here, and that may be the spot to look for entries. If you do get that 4-hour or 8-hour closure below 109,950, you are not looking for longs because the bears are in firm control. And if they get that push below that daily level, then yeah, that's one of those situations where you have to sit on your hands and just wait. I know nobody likes to hear that, but that's the way you got to do it. So I hope that helps. What's up, everyone? What's up, Jay Bradley? Can you have a look at silver, please? Yeah, I was looking at silver right before I started the stream. Is it on this one? That's XAU. Let's just type it in. I don't see it. XAGUSD. Silver. Big move to the downside Friday, dude. Big move. Look at how choppy and sideways this thing has been. And it did it up here too. Choppy sideways, and then boom, your breakdown. Then you came back up for a retest. This swing low. Caught this swing high. Then you traded down, choppy, sideways, choppy, boom. There's your move to the downside. Is that move going to hold? There's hourly support. Nope, it's not. It closed below. So that would have been hourly support, but you're closed below that. You're done. It's closed below hourly support. And then it traded below hourly support for 3 hours. This thing opens at 6. So you will not see any movement from it yet. Just like the DXY. Have to wait and see. But if the Euro's getting a bullish pop, then you could probably look for silver to get a bullish pop. But it's so early. The session is just getting started. So yeah, maybe you get a pop up into there. Back to silver. Let me go out to the daily so we can get some real levels. As the dailies are the most important, guys, because it's the daily price range. So here's daily support, 25.75. There's your close below. So on the attempt to move back up, people are going to look at that as a selling opportunity. They're going to look to get short, pushing this thing lower because it took out support. Plus, once you had this big move from the FOMC, this has been trading sideways for weeks. Just put it sideways. There's your highest push. That's the day I got short on. No, it's not. Is it? No, it's not. I got short last week. This was 2 weeks ago, but that's as high as you got. Sellers continued. Here's your push up into your daily supply zone right there. You can see you got two beautiful tests right there. This first test, then that second test. See ya later. It looks like it wants to go lower. Let's look at the weeklies. Also, why not? Let's go look at the quarter. Okay, yeah. Beautiful. Quarters resistance right there. Just bear with me one moment. See, we're just now getting the start of this quarterly opening range. So I'm wondering if it's moving lower to set in the low, or if this push up was the first move and that will be the high of the quarter. That's the thing that's got me a little bit confused as right now. But more data is better. But there's your week, right? Weekly close below weekly support. Boom. That's also daily, but it coincides nicely with that weekly level too. So that's what we call in the business confluence. Yeah, you got that close below. So any push up, you can go as high as this weekly bullish candle, which would put you right about the opening price of last week's candle. That would be a good area to look for short side setups. if it gets up there. You may not get up there. You may just push up a little bit and roll over. But it looks like it wants to go lower. There is bearish targets that are unchecked right there as well. That bear or that wick, that's where bears are aiming for. So do they have enough steam to go ahead and run it off? We'll see. It's not looking good, man. And I don't like anything that trades sideways for multiple months before making moves. I can't stand it. That's like pound cat. It does the same thing. It just trades absolutely sideways, and then you get a breakout. So we'll see if the breakout holds, but as long as oil's weak, that'll give CAD some weakness. So anything trading against CAD, you're probably going to see some bullishness. Where is US oil? Where's the close? So we got to close below resistance or support. I don't know why I can't get those two words right. Check of it. It held. So right here's where you're going to open and see what happens. But your last effort was a close below support. Then you're testing this support over here. Yeah. Looks droopy. It is the very beginning of a new trend. There's your high, there's your lower high, here's your low, lower low. Boom. You do have the foundation on the daily for a trend reversal on oil. So until we get this push up above 74.17, I will be looking to short oil. DOT USD. Man, polka dot looks rough, guys. It's crushed, man. This thing is just done. It can't even come out the range. Oh, it did come out the range. To the downside. It was range bound for a long time. That was your support. You see you got a test there. And then break. See, this one, once you broke that support, you didn't even come in for a retest. So any push up to this area, $14.43, is going to be looked at as a selling opportunity unless you get a daily closure above it. As long as you cannot close a daily candle above that price, shorts are going to load the boat because this is a fresh breakout or a breakdown. Fresh breakdown. So, yeah, it's not looking good. There's your bearish target, main one. It was taken out last couple days ago. Friday. Took out that bearish target. Is it a miracle that you've seen two bullish candles today and yesterday? No, because pro traders take profits. There's your profit target. There's your taking that target out. This is when they're exiting their positions. This is why you're getting a small bounce. I would love it to trade up there before I would look for shorts too. I don't like shorting something this low to the range. It can be indicative of a lot of weakness though when you see something like that. When you get a strong breakdown and then your next couple day candles are just like very tiny in range, not even testing the open of that breakdown candle, like at least test that, right? At least get up there and test that before you roll over, because it doesn't give much of a risk to reward. Sorry, my foot is itching. Not much of a risk to reward to take it to the downside now, especially since that target was taken out. Another target there, but that target was already hit too. Dang. So yeah, there's not much meat left on that short, man. So dot can actually turn around. Not much room left on the short, so we'll see what happens. But I'll be watching $14 for a possible short side setup. Gold, please, says Wasim. Let's go look at gold. Absolutely, gold. Where are you at, Mr. Gold? There you are. Yeah, big bearish day on Friday. Something happened Friday that caused all that bearishness. And I don't know what it was. I wasn't paying attention to the news. But yeah. So basically there's going to be support until it isn't. 1812, 255. That's coming off of this last bullish candle that closed up there. This was your first time you got to break out above it. And you never came back in for a retest of it. Maybe you did on an intraday chart, but your next day you did not. But there's your first test. It closed really close to the level. So it doesn't look as bad as silver, because silver's at the lows. This looks more of a shorting opportunity. To be honest with you, if you're looking to short something, short gold, because silver's already at the lows. Gold and silver, pretty much, it's like Bitcoin versus the rest of the crypto sphere. You know, if Bitcoin does something, then generally you're going to see your other cryptos do the same thing. Well, gold and silver, basically, they don't do the exact same thing, but they're close. And gold is up higher. So if you're going to see continued downside moves on silver, possibly gold, then gold looks better as a short, as it's up here and you have a bearish target all the way down to there before your next or your main support for the structure. So that would be, structure support. Yeah. See what happens tomorrow. I can't do anything with it right now or tonight. Right now or tonight, because you could get an open, and remember, Euro's got kind of a bullishness going on to it. So if you get Euro moving up, you're probably going to see gold USD move up. However, that's your Heath level right there, 1827.40. So that'd be a phenomenal spot to look for bearish entries. Stop above that. This is not financial advice. Beautiful, beautiful short opportunity, because the main trend is to the downside. It's been selling off ever since August of last year, right? That's when you put in your highs over here. August the 7th. It's been in a downtrend ever since. I mean, one could argue that this broke the downtrend, and it did look like it was going to. Put in a nice double bottom. I mean, this was one of the best pattern trades that I've seen take place and work. That's a flawless double bottom down there. Beautiful. Neckline right there. Beautiful. There's your breakout. Came back in for a retest right there of the neckline. Boom. Up. Where is your moving averages on this thing? Let's see where the moving averages are. Lovely. That tells us nothing. You can see that you did get your golden cross right there to the bullish side. This isn't good when you come all the way back into it, though. Not good. So I'm bearish on this. Even though you're still technically not from Friday's close, but Thursday you were trading above all of them, which that would be more typically more bullish. So keep that in mind, right? Right there. If this thing holds support here, you could see higher prices. If you get a breakdown, it's at a pivotal location. Also on the RSI, look how pivotal this zone is. We're setting at the 50 on the RSI. All of your major moving averages are setting right basically at the close. Look at this. So this looks more bullish for the technical indicators, right? Price is above all the major moving averages. Price is above the 50 spot on the RSI. Very key, crucial area. So what I do when price does this, when I know there's going to be a play soon, and we don't know which direction that play is going to be, simply wait. Let it play out. Don't be one of the victims in this upcoming move. You know what's coming. That's too beautiful. That's too easy of a buy. All right? Too easy of a buy. If you get a daily closure above that Heath level, that's the demand zone, then you're looking for bullish opportunities. Right? But it just looks bearish. But the dollar looks like it's trying to possibly start to form a pattern that may break down. If it does, this thing's gonna go up. If the DXY breaks down, this thing's gonna rock on. Hello traders. Hello Janet Swift, my baby. CAD yen, please. Absolutely. This is the trade that I took Friday. Sorry. That was my target, but I didn't get it. So let's discuss the trade. And then I'll go out and give you a longer term analysis. Obviously it's in a downtrend. Near term downtrend. Everything says to sell it. So this is where we were. We were trading in this area. Came back in. Boom. That's my entry. This was my target. But we had this resistance to go through. Then that resistance up there. And if you go into a 4 hour, you'll see there's also a 4 hour resistance there. Right there's a 4 hour resistance. Then you had an hourly resistance. Where's that hourly at? There. So this is what I was looking at while I was in my long position. I'm counter trend trading at that point in time, and I know that. I know that my entry is counter trend, and I have not one, not two, but 3 areas of resistance right above me. So what I did is I checked my entry. My entry was on this push lower, and I seen where I was. And I was at exactly a 2-to-1 risk to reward. So let me do this. Let me see if I can find that call out. These guys talk too much, so I have to scroll up. Right here. Alright, so here we are. Give me one brief second. So you can see right here, this is the call out. Taking profits here. This was my entry. That was my stop. This was a 2-to-1 risk to reward. And I basically said taking profits here as it is a 2-to-1 because it's in a downtrend. So that's just me basically managing the position, right? I know the trade is probably more than likely not going to work out. So I want to take some profits and then move my stop to break even. And I'm glad I did that because literally the next hour, this thing come crashing down on top of me. Boom. So, yep. Looks like you're going to get that weakness continuation. As long as oil is coming off, CAD yen's going to come off too. Right? So here's your daily. Daily looks weak, man. Looks weak. Super bullish, rounded top. Came in, you're taking out daily resistance levels one after another. There's your daily support. Apologies. There's your support, there's your break. And it's a nice strong break because the level is about the midpoint of the bearish candle. That's generally weak. And if that happens on the reverse side bullishly, that's generally strong. When you get a big strong move away from the level and it puts the level about the midpoint of the candle's range. So watch 87 spot 578. As long as you can't get an 8-hour closure above that level, then you're probably going to see some more downside. You also have an 8-hour supplies in there, but you're trading at the lows. Keep that in mind. If you're looking for new shorts, you're extended to the downside. Let's go back over here to the daily and see how much room is left on this squeeze. Not much. You're trading at the low end of the RSI. So that's generally you want to take your shorts up here around the 50 spot. That gives you profit all the way down to the oversold zone. And then vice versa for the upside. If you're looking for entries, you generally want to take your bullish entries on a 50 spot test as long as it lines up with price. Don't take the entry off the RSI. Don't buy or sell something based on what the RSI is doing. Do it on a main level of price. But yeah, this is a good spot to buy because you can take profits when it goes in overbought. See, retail traders like to buy up here and they like to sell down here. That's not the way to do it. Buy here, sell there. Sell here, buy there. That just simplifies it. So you're at the bottom end of the range. Maybe you're not looking for any near-term shorts. Maybe give it a couple days and see what happens. If it cannot get a daily closure back above that level, then take the short. Because you do have a bearish target all the way down here. 86,458. So yeah. When you get the next leg of price down there, we'll see. You're at resistance or support right now. There's your last. There you go, right there. Boom, boom, boom. Here's your breakout. Get rid of that RSI. There's your breakout, right? There's resistance. There's the breakout. Never retested. Now you're testing it. So support there, and then another support right below you, right there, and then the ultimate support. So 3 levels of possible support down here. Is it in a buy zone? No, it's not. It's in control. The bears are in control of this asset. So yeah, it's starting to look bad. So you want to sell. We want to take sells up here. Anywhere up here. Boom. As long as that rejects, that's where we want to take new short setups. That's going to take a few days to play out. If you're looking for longs, just know that the near term is down. Oil's weak, right? But this thing overall in the long term is absolutely bullish. This was a huge breakout, guys. And we were on top of it. This stuff right here, I was on top of that. This was your resistance level right there. I remember it like it was yesterday. I was all over it. You'll even find it on this channel. Breakout above this, you're looking for bullish entries. And then there's your test. Boom. Both your areas of profit targets were outlined for you in the chart, so you would have taken profits on this bullish rip right there. Would have been a beautiful trade. Then it held a support. See ya. More choppy sideways junk, so you do the same thing here. There's your range. But you can see how this played around with you really bad. This stopped a lot of people out for a week or two, and then finally ripped to the upside. So it is bullish. It is structured more bullish than bearish. 3-month, what we got on the 3-month? Ooh, 3-month came right into resistance, right up there. Boom! Look at that test. Oh, that was the short. Let's go see where that was on the daily. Oh man, it's beautiful. It's beautiful, beautiful. Look at that. It even gave you 2 opportunities. What do you think about gold and silver? I think they're both weak, my friend. I did look at them. You can just rewind the stream a little bit, and you will see it. I'm guessing we looked at Bitcoin. No, we haven't. We haven't looked at Bitcoin at all. Not too much. I mean, it's basically the same thing as what I said yesterday. You've literally not moved anywhere. You took out this daily high, but yeah, I mean, it's not looking good, guys. Today, it needs to close above this weekly level. That is the weekly level that has held price for so long. And you're about to break below that and close below that. I do not want that to happen. And I've asked Bitcoin nicely to please go back up, and it just will not listen to me. So it's not looking good. I want to see this daily get a close up there, though. That's what I'm looking for. And it can happen. What time is it? 5:57? If you don't believe me, go look at watch the hourly chart right around 8 o'clock. Like 7:30. That's the late week shenanigans that happens, because it's doing it to basically get that weekly close. Funny stuff. It's just, nothing. Range bound. Since you broke down below this, right? This was your first attempt. You came into it on that weekly level, then you traded back out of it. Once you broke back down here, you've not been back. Not been able to go back above it. So this, you can see, is a very important level that Bitcoin needs to get above. There's a beautiful Heath level right there that whoever took that on that short, boom, that was the best short in this whole section. Because you came all the way, well, no, you didn't come all the way down. So this is the level I'm watching. 32288 spot 56. $32,288. Bitcoin needs to close above that. Otherwise, short sellers are going to be licking their chops. saying, man, Bitcoin finally broke that weekly level, yo. Let's get on it. So, yeah, it's not looking so hot. These last 3 weeks have been very small price ranges also. Like, look at this price range in comparison to size versus these three. These three are all like half the size of that one. So the last 3 weeks, Bitcoin's literally done nothing. Nothing to down. I am super late. Yeah, you're fine. How's NOA? N-I-O-N-O-I-A. Nah. Yeah, that one's not been doing so good either. That one got annihilated. You said versus the dollar on NOIA, did you? You didn't say, but there it is. 85%. Oh. It's 85% off. I mean, it's on sale. Can it go lower? Absolutely. This was a nice weekly candle. I can tell you that. You got your close. There's your close lower, and then the very next week, you get a big push out of the area, back above. That candle's open, which is good. So you're currently closing or trading below that, which is not so good, right? And you're in a downtrend, so looking for a higher low support is going to be dangerous. Just make sure you got your risk outlined, defined. You know what it is. This thing's been trading sideways. There's your break below daily support. Had a bullish day today, but then it got sold off. It looks like it's getting ready to rip to the downside. Next area of support is going to be down here. Since we're already trading within this bearish range, this bearish candle's range, we're already in it. So that's your next level to watch. 17 cents. This might have been your entry. So, yeah, doesn't look good. This thing got smoked. Smoked. If it finds a higher low support, you may be able to get a long out of it at least up to this area here. Boom. So that would be pretty decent, but you're against the trend. Just be careful. Can you check Tomo USDT? Yeah, let's go look at it. TOMO USDT. Thank you guys for being here too. I know you guys' time is very valuable, so thank you so much. Looks like you're having a bullish day, my friend. Bullish day. You got an hour and 57 minutes left on this close. Do you close above resistance? That is the question. $2.49. That's your resistance level. It's been basically chopping sideways to down. I mean, not really chopping. I'm talking about this stuff here. Whenever price stays in a range like that, it really annoys me. But that's your Bitcoin sell-off. You're already trading back all the way up to here. Give me 1 second. See if I can trade this thing. Where is my thing? There you are. TOM. No, I can't. I can. Atom is the only one they have. So Tomo chain cannot trade it on futures platform. But I could be wrong again. I was saying that yesterday, and somebody told me that I was wrong, and I was. I'm wrong sometimes. Looks good. This was a big, strong push. You can see how it left the area in pretty rapid haste, right? Came all the way up to here. This is where you found your first area of resistance, and the reason you did so is because of that demand zone right there. That's what you've been having trouble with. So here is your near-term support. This is near-term support. As long as you're closing dailies above $2.23, I think you're okay. You get a daily close below that, then you're coming lower. All right? But as long as you're above this, I think you're in good shape. There just was no demand level there to buy against. I guess technically that was one. That was one you had right there, and that was on the 8 hour. And you can see there's your test of it. Boom. That's your bullish entry if you're looking for bullish entries. You're not looking for bullish entries now, though, my friend. Okay? This is the part where you will be taking profits in the future. Once you learn to trade this way, you're no longer going to be buying tops. You're going to be selling there. That's where you're going to be taking profits. So you got to wait for it to find support again. Where would that be? Well, watch this bearish candle right there, 249. Oh. Not that one. This one right here. So test, breakout. See if you come back in and check that. Make sure it does not close an 8 hour candle below that level. As long as it's maintaining that, then you can possibly look for entries. Not financial advice. Hey brother, can you look at US 30? Absolutely, my friend. I'd do anything for you. Give me 1 second. Cryptocurrency. Let's look at it on capital.com because I know they're getting to be pretty big over there across the pond. So it's above resistance, but you just came right back in. So you did get a close above it and you came back in. This is just going to be, it's going to trade pretty much like the S&P 500 does. This is going to be the first area, but then you already got a daily closure below it. So you're not looking for longs. Next area of support's down here at 34,399. You may find support here, right? Because there could be stuff there on a smaller time frame that it's finding support at. But it looks like it's trying to break lower. It's trading right now. It's already trying to break lower. There's 2 hour support, and you can see how those last two 2 hour candles tested it. I don't know why that I click it and it's like it doesn't do anything. Test. Not looking so swell. So watch for this level down here, 34,399. That'd be the next spot. Next spot. Good evening, Heath. Can you take a look at Aussie USD? Yes, sir. Aussie. Oh, I think someone asked me to look at Euro Aussie, or was that lower and I haven't got there yet? Yes, it was Mindy. I missed Mindy. So let me do Aussie USD and then I'll go do Euro Aussie. All right. So Aussie USD is opening up weak. Opening weak on the day. It's been weak minus this choppy sideways price action. There's your breakdown, there's your retest, there's your attempt to get lower. This was on their FOMC day. I was thinking it was going to be bullish, and boy was I wrong, but that's okay because I came in and shorted it on the next day. Boom. Not this, but Aussie yen, but they're pretty similar. So yeah, right now you're at the lows. You can't do anything down here. You must wait on a pullback into resistance, and it has to show you that it is resistance. This was your last support, so naturally that's going to be the first spot to look for a potential resistance. You're trading at the lows. This thing is also putting in bullish divergence as well. So yeah, I don't know if I'd be looking for any short-term shorts, not down here. Maybe higher. 74804, this bullish candle's close. That's going to be your next level of possible resistance. If it gets above this. If it gets above this. This stuff right here just smells like a trap to me for some reason. All of them do. Euro, USD, Pound USD, Aussie USD. They all smell like a trap. Look at this choppy sideways on New Zealand USD. No bueno. Pound USD, basically choppy too, but at the lows, yeah, Aussie USD looks worse than all of them. It's like continuation to the downside. And we trade what price does. Okay, now let me go look at Euro Aussie, because boom, we were looking for bullish entries on this thing last week. I never got one though. Let's get rid of that and that. So we were looking for bullish entries in here, but we didn't get quite, just wasn't watching it, because it did give it. It was a beautiful entry right there. See that entry? I mean, you don't get no tighter than that. Long, boom, straight up. So, yeah, this is a major level, or it was over here, but you've now gotten multiple daily closes above it. All right, so no longer am I concerned about this price. You even, once you broke above it here, you even came in for a retest of it. If Aussie continues lower, continues to be weak, this thing's going to keep sliding higher. So I don't want to buy it up here. I definitely want to pull back. I don't know if it'll pull back this low. So watch this 8-hour zone there first. And this will be in the next day or two. 159.098. If you come down here and hold a support on an 8-hour closing basis, you're maybe going higher. Below that is right there, the close, 158.799. So those are your two zones to watch in the next few days for possible bullish entries on this thing. But I do have to warn you, today it has just taken out bullish targets. See that? So the high probable trade is scrap. It's gone. It's over with. That was it. Going into that area for the liquidity grab. So now you must wait for this thing to either get a breakout and go higher and then come in for a retest, or see if it holds here or here. If you get all the way back down to here, then something else is up, right? This is the last spot I would be looking for bullish entries on it. We get down below that on 8-hour closing basis, then just leave it alone. Find something else to trade, because that would be like, I wouldn't like it so much after that, essentially. Yeah. Also, Euro, maybe Euro gets some strength going to help it out. I love trading Euro Aussie though, because it moves, man. It moves. Just in a few minutes, you can be up 30, 40 pips on that asset. Fantastic. Fantastic. Luna's just playing around. Look at that. Came into my entry, traded away, coming back in for a second time. Someone looks to be buying here, defending it. Would I get long there? Probably not. It looks like it's probably going to break, because you didn't even get a push into that. Once you set that hourly resistance, it held. And now you're back down checking our support, which just happens to be yesterday's open. But if you're looking for longs on it, maybe now's the time. You get an hourly closure below this line right there, 656. Scrap the trade. Kimmel Tekken, what do you think about gold and silver? I looked at gold and silver a little bit ago. They're both weak. If dollar keeps going up, you're going to be looking for shorts on those assets. Oh, I already answered that question. That's right. Sorry about that. Duh. I went back up to get that Euro Aussie question. Alright, so let me find where we was. UK 100. Well, we just looked at the 30. Let's go look at the UK 100. It is a bit different. a bit different as well. Let's see what we look on the daily. Got that pullback like the S&P, like the NASDAQ. Everything seems to be pulling back. There was support. It's gone. I was just looking at this heat level right there. Or that. Excuse me. I did not mean to burp in your faces. I was just looking at that, thinking to myself, man, that would have been a fantastic entry to the short side. It's still riding it out. This thing has a lot of support under it. Like, you choose, right? If you mark them all, your chart's just going to be sloppy and dirty. This is the one it's playing with right now. Don't worry about this bullish candle because it's the bearish closes that are supports. This just means that this thing opened below support and then it traded back above. So don't worry about that. Just pretend that's not even there because that's your lowest close. See, now you're into it right now. So possible break of support. Next one is right below it, and then right below that, and then right below it. So you have like this section of price has multiple support zones right under it. You have broke beneath, but this thing will move far if there's a lot of momentum, as it is a momentum oscillator. That's what it does. So the bearish, the momentum's to the downside, but there's a lot of support. So if it's going to be really bearish, you could probably just see a big blast through all of it. I mean, and they're all tested. All levels are tested. So let's just go ahead and say, watch this level too. If you break below this and you start closing below all of this, this is going to be the level to watch. And that's 680.61, 68.61. It's just a lot of choppiness right there, so it makes it a bit difficult, but those are two fantastic levels. And you can even split up the difference if you want. Right around in there. Use the bullish close though. So there you go. 697.340, 6920, 70, and 6861 even. Next levels of support. I'd say you've lost your moving averages as well. Well, you're testing your 100, but you've lost your 20 and 50, but they still haven't crossed yet, so this could find support. I don't know. I deleted that moon phase already, so what the all right. So that's the UK 100. It's weak. It's having a pullback. Longer term, you don't need me to tell you this. Longer term, this thing is bullish. And I just got stopped out on Luna USDT. Stop triggered. Lost 2%. 2%. So that's that on that trade. Gold down may help BTC. I don't know, man. I wish I could tell you guys that Bitcoin is going to turn around and go to the moon. But price action is going lower and lower and lower and lower. So on this channel, we follow price. That's how we make our trading decisions. And although I wouldn't take a short on Bitcoin now because it's at the low, all you need to do is move up a little bit and I'd be willing to short it. I hold Bitcoin long term, so I'm not shorting Bitcoin. I'm looking to take shorts on other crypto assets. And my two favorite ones are Luna and Compound. I understand that I was just long on Luna, but I was only taking that trade as a day trade. But longer term, I love to short both of those. Because they're up off the lows a good 100%. So just a little bit better of a risk to reward. But it's making lower lows and lower highs. Bitcoin is right now, as we speak, trying to close below weekly support. Thank you, baby. Trying to close below weekly support. That weekly support is 32,288. Close below that, man, and bears are going to love that. Going to love it. So I don't know if gold... I mean, and gold's going down too, so... I don't know. When looking for entries, what do you look for when the 1 and 4 or 8 hour candle can't close below? I see you go into smaller time frames such as the 5 minute. Yes, absolutely I would. Hourlies, 5 minutes, 5 minute charts. Absolutely. Wherever you can find entry. What I do is I'm looking for my bigger levels, obviously, the 8 hour. I put more weight on the daily and the 8 hour. And then I want to find an hourly level as close as possible to those two. And then on a 5 minute, I'll go in and see if there's any bearish 5 minute candles if I'm looking to get short against them. Then I want those levels to be really close to the major levels, the higher time frame levels. And then I take my entries based on that. Based on that. I don't have an entries video out yet, but I will get one out. Hex USDT. I don't know if I can pull that up. I tried to pull it up the other day. USDT, right? No, just USD. Well, I only got USDT. What's his name? Richard Hart. Extremely bullish. I don't know why. It's extremely bullish though. People are buying it. Be careful. I mean, I'm sure he owns the majority of the float. So if he decides he's made enough money and dumps his coins, this thing is going to come crashing down. And it has very thin liquidity. Very thin liquidity. The liquidity's only gotten better since this bull push. This looks similar to a pump and dump. Be careful. The other thing has legitimate reasons. What was it? ASX or something. It has legitimate reasons why it's moving up. I don't know what the legitimate reasons are on this. I don't trade it. I can't trade it. I never will trade it. There aren't any levels to give you. It's absolutely insane. Here's an 8 hour level. So watch to see if this level holds a support. That's all you can do. That's all you can do. If you get down to there, maybe that level holds support and maybe it doesn't. If it doesn't, look for the next one. And that's it. That's all there is. Just be careful because everything else is bearish and this is going up. So I'm sure there's a good reason for it. But I just don't know. I just don't know the guy. You know what I mean? I just don't trust him. Any dude that sits on a throne in his own house, I just can't get on board with that. Any idea big if BTC will drop hard, where it may stop? Yeah, yearly low, yearly open. Those are the first two levels that we're watching right now on Bitcoin. Let's go over here and show you what I'm talking about. Down here's your yearly open. Right there. That's January the 1st, so that is your yearly opening range. That's your yearly open. And then this wick low is your yearly low. So those two areas are, if we get a big drop, and like you said, big if, then those are going to be the first two levels to watch. All right. First two levels to watch. Here and here. If we lose that, man, you're coming into this right there, 26,000. You lose that, then you're coming down to 23K. You lose that, next level is 19K, which is your old all-time high. If you lose that, you're coming down here to where I am going to buy as much as I can. So that's months and months and months away if it ever even happens. I'm not calling for that to happen. I'm just saying if this does get a measured move from this price leg to the downside, choppy sideways, break down. If you get a measured move, that puts you right around there. And that, my friend, is where I'd be a buyer. Where I will be a buyer. But I'm also a buyer on red weeks. Right? So we close red, I buy. But I'm a long-term hodler on Bitcoin. 10 to 15 years. That may differ for you. So watch. These are the first two that are right in your face. The yearly open and the yearly low. Most people are going to be watching those two areas. And can you please take a look at XDC USDT? XDC USDT. So there's not much there's not much data here. That was resistance. There's your break above, but then you've gotten hit. Here's another area of possible support. That's what seems to be holding price for right now. This spot right here. All right. I don't know what this is. I've never traded it before. I've never even heard of it until you just mentioned it. XDC mainnet. So see if it holds here. It's a good spot. I don't say buy it here, but if you're unable to close a daily candle below 7 cents, then this might be an area where you might find inform support. I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's a good opportunity or not. I have no clue. But that's the technical level that I'd watch. For short side sets, well, I don't know. I'd say if you get all the way back up there, something's different. Probably 9 cents. Daily failures up here, looking for a rollover. So, yeah, you took out yesterday's high. That says something for it. And this day's high too. So that's nice. You took out 2 days worth of price action to the upside. Fantastic. But can it hold it? That's the main key. Main price you're going to be watching for the next day up until tomorrow's close will be 0.0794. This level here. If you're below it, then you're going lower. Right? This should hold if you're going to see higher prices. That's where I'd be a buyer. That makes sense. Thanks, Heath. You are welcome. Atifa Wan. Hey, Heath, can you look at Link, please? Yep, let's go look at it. Link USD. And this will be the last one, as I ran out of questions. Fantastic. Give me one moment here. Okay. So, I like Link. I love Chainlink. I love what it represents. I love what it wants to do, but it's being destroyed as well as most other cryptos. So, we lost weekly support. Let's see where your next weekly support is. This was it, and we got a breach below it. So we're looking for next area of possible support is going to be this bearish close right there. Now it may find support on the bullish close up there. You get below these two lows, you may turn around because that would just be a stop run, and you may get a lot of buying pressure from that. I don't know what the yearly open is on this. Excuse me. I would have to go into the daily. I would say this is going to be close to your yearly open. Let's just mark that out with a vertical line, and then we'll go see. Not 3-day. Daily, please. Daily. Sorry. This is your yearly opening range. Right there. Definitely will probably find support there. And that's all the way down there. So it still does have room to run to the downside. So, yeah, that's pretty much it, guys. Let me pull this up. One day it plays it on that monitor, then the next day it plays it on this monitor. What is going on? That's just ridiculous. Make it easier on me, would you? I gotta say thank you so much to my channel members and Patreons. You guys absolutely rock. let's say you have 30K total capital. Would you buy 1 Bitcoin or 7-8 good altcoins? That's a hard question to answer because that's financial advice. I would buy 1 Bitcoin, and I wouldn't buy it where it is currently. I would wait for it to get down to the yearly open or the yearly low, or possibly even lower, right? Because you just got a weekly close. I buy little bits of Bitcoin, but if 30K is all you have, that's max, that's your money, that's like your total savings, then yeah, I would buy the safer asset. Bitcoin is probably the safest asset. I understand that that's a subjective statement, that it's safer than other, cryptocurrencies, but all other cryptocurrencies are companies. Ethereum is a company. Polkadot is a company. Link is a company. Bitcoin's the only one that isn't a company. So that's the way you got to look at it, kind of, sort of. So I would probably buy Bitcoin. That would be my bet, because I believe that Bitcoin's going to be worth a lot more money in the future, but I can be wrong too. So yeah, I don't know how to answer that, unfortunately. All right, guys, you guys have a wonderful evening. We're going to be taking a look at these things. We're going to see why I got stopped out and see if we can find some entries for tomorrow morning ahead of the New York Open. Thank you so much for being here. As I said before, your time is extremely important, and I appreciate it so very much. Make sure you guys trade safe, trade smart,